What's up, my friends? It is Mr. Gallows back in action once again. Welcome back to another vlog. And today, guys, what I wanted to talk about a little bit was just simply higher pay for everyone, or should I say readjusting the pay scale for everyone across the board. You know, what led me to this discussion today, what sparked this thought, was simply just being at work. You know, a lot of you guys know that I'm an office cleaner, and I do very well for myself as an office cleaner, actually. I make about, I shouldn't say about, I make $15 an hour in this job that I actually like a lot. I actually do enjoy kind of the singularity of the job, the simplicity of the job. But it is quite a demanding job as well. There's a lot of heavy lifting, you know, there's a lot of trash and a lot of bending and squatting and just cleaning in general and restocking. You know, there's a lot of physical labor that goes into the job, and you know, it's beneficial too. You know, it builds a lot of muscle, it keeps you fit. So like I said, you know, it's something that I kind of I wouldn't say enjoy, because nobody really enjoys their job, but you know, it's a job that I like. You know, it's a job that I can tolerate. But in all of my jobs that I have, I'm contracted to 3 different buildings now, and in all these jobs, of course, there's office workers in the buildings that I clean, and something that I notice a lot is that, you know, a lot of these cubicle workers even are making a lot, you know, about the same amount as I am, if not more, and especially the managers, you know, like the office managers and stuff like that, and the like the producers and the assistant managers and stuff like that, especially around, I work on like a photo studio. And there's a lot of like producers and like office workers, higher ups, you know, like managers, kind of like managers of the floor and stuff like that, and just general producers and stuff. And these guys, I mean, these guys make like $25, $30 an hour, you know, at least 20, I don't know about 30, but $20, $25 an hour, you know, at least. And they're making a lot of money. And what are these guys doing all day? Well, they're just sitting on computers. You know, most of them are just answering emails and answering phone calls and correcting information and entering information, re-entering information, you know, and on like business calls and stuff like that. And it got me thinking, like, we need to start to adjust pay so that people who are doing physical labor, like actual physical labor, are making the same amount as people like office managers and office producers and directors and stuff like that. You know, obviously, you know, you're not going to pay laborers, you know, like $100,000 a year. You know, maybe someday, you know, in the future. But why aren't laborers, right, making like $20 an hour? Why aren't laborers, like, for instance, you know, I'm not just speaking about this because I am a well, I guess you would classify my job as a general laborer, but there are far, you know, more demanding jobs out there than I have. You know, construction laborers, and there's people even in my line of work that do like carpet care, like floor shampooing and floor care, stripping and waxing. I used to do a lot of that back in the day, right? This is real demanding work. Well, these guys, guess what? They're not getting paid that much. These guys are sometimes getting paid less than I am. They're getting paid like $13, $12, $13 an hour for all of that physical labor, while office workers are making $25 an hour sitting at computers entering information. No, I'm sorry. See, that's part of where that disconnect comes. And college has a lot to do with that. You know, a lot of these office workers out there, if not all of them, you know, a good percentage of them, I should say like 90% or something like that, you know, they have college degrees. They're getting paid because they acquired the skills at college. Well, there are other kind of skills that you acquire too. You can also acquire on-the-job skills, on-the-job training. You can be someone like me who's been in maintenance and a janitor for just a little under 10 years now, including the later half of my Navy experience, where all I did was clean as well. That's where I learned most of my cleaning tactics, was in the Navy. But the point is that you can learn on-the-job experience that translates into work experience. It translates, you know, I should say it's the equivalent to going to college. You can either go to college and earn skills to be a cubicle worker, right? Or you can just work for a really long time and just gain a lot of skills. But, right, how come after 10 years, right, I'm still only making $15 an hour, right? And there's some people out there that won't even give me that. See, I was lucky to have a manager that recognized my experience, and she was like, hey, boom, $15 an hour. Like, you got a lot of experience, you got a great background, I know you're gonna be a great maintenance worker, and I am. And that's how I maintain that $15 an hour. But there are guys that come into the company with maybe just like a couple years less cleaning experience that I have, and they're starting out at $10 an hour, like $10 or $11 an hour for the same work that I'm doing. See, that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong about it, is that we need some kind of a system in place where we need to kind of like reimagine the pay scale for people. Where just, to simply put it in a nutshell, if you're doing a lot of physical labor, you get paid a lot of money. If you work a desk job, you get paid minimum wage, and that's just how it is. Because minimum wage should be $15 an hour. I believe that. We need to get away from this $10 an hour, $11 an hour. Minimum wage needs to be $15 an hour. If minimum wage was $15 an hour, I would probably be making like $16, $17 an hour just based on my experience, because $15 would have already been set at minimum wage, but it's not, it's 10. It's only 10. So I was very, very lucky to get 15. But think about that. Very, very lucky to get $15 an hour. $15 an hour should be the norm. That's how much it costs to live here nowadays on this planet Earth. You need $15 an hour at full time just to survive and pay the bills and to live a comfortable life. So along with that, we also need to readjust pay. We also need to create incentive for people who don't want to do these jobs. You think that people want my job? It's a rarity to find people like me that actually are calm about kind of doing this job and have a general likability towards this kind of job. You won't find that everywhere you go. And that's the problem, is that you need to create incentive for people to do these jobs that nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to clean up your crap, literally, right? Why is an office worker who's just answering emails all day making more money than I am? I'm cleaning up your crap. I'm literally cleaning up your crap. You don't want my job, right? You would never want my job in a million years, but someone has to do it. Someone has to maintain this position. These jobs can't just be throwaway jobs. They can't just be people coming in for a year or a couple of months and then leaving. You have to have people like me that have experience so that you can continue to provide good cleaning services to people. You need people with that experience, right? And that knowledge, right? So we need to rethink how we pay people like janitors and construction laborers, just people who are doing actual physical labor, who are breaking their backs and their knees at work every day to get the job done. Those people are the ones that should be making $20, $25 an hour. I mean, think about all the medical bills that they might have to pay for. That's just one other issue. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I said, in a nutshell, if you're doing actual physical labor, they should be the ones making the most money, not office workers. If you're an office worker, you can make minimum wage. That's fine. If you're a manager, sure, whatever, give them $20 an hour or something like that, but still just around minimum wage. Because again, manager is just a title. It's just a title that you assume. It doesn't really mean anything. It just means that you do less work. It just means that you do less physical work and more paperwork and more sitting down. And that's not the case in all. I don't want to make like a gross generalization. That's not the case in all offices across the country, but you know what I mean. I know you guys can see what I mean, see what I'm getting at, is that if you have a sit-down job, there's no reason why you should be making $100,000 a year. Why? Some of these people don't even show up to work. There's some offices that I clean, with like the how should I put it, like the head of the office, like the most important person in the office, and she isn't even there half the time. They make their own schedules. They come in whenever they want to come in. They don't even need to make the money that they make half the time. They show up whenever they want to. It's their game. It's their office, right? So it's like at some point point, we have to start paying more attention to the grunts. We have to start paying more attention to the people who are actually holding up the foundation of the company, who are keeping your buildings clean, who are unloading and unloading your trucks, right? Those are the people. There's no reason why their managers, right, and the office should be making more money than they are. And yes, even I'm talking about even the grunt workers, even the people who are doing the grunt work. There's no reason why managers should be making more money than they are. Physical labor needs to be the highest paying job. General labor jobs need to be some of the highest paying jobs. In the United States, that's how it has to be, because that's how you do things like build the middle class that has disappeared right now from the United States. That's how you build the middle class again. You have to give us money. You know, it's like we see all these things on TV commercials to buy, right? But the problem isn't that there's too many TV commercials and that there's too many products to buy. There's not enough people to buy them. We don't have any money. You can show us as many commercials as you want. We got empty pockets. We got nothing to spend on, right? You have to give the middle class, the working class, general labor, higher paying jobs, incentive. It's about incentive. And I'm not, also another thing I thought about was kind of like implementing a new kind of raise system too. Me and my buddy Miles talk about this sometimes on our long drives through the mountains. You can't just, he talks about how you can't just start people off right away at, being paid the same amount as someone who's been there for a couple of years, because, it's true, it's not fair. If someone's been there for like 4 years and they're making like $16 an hour, right? And then someone who's just hired, bam, like they're making $16 an hour. Well, it's not really fair. So what you need to do is you need to create a raise incentive program. You need to create some kind of program where like every year you have an automatic $1 raise every single year. Because once again, that creates incentive for people to stay in jobs. So there's a lot of things that we need to do, but basically we need to rethink pay. We just need to rethink pay. I know I've discussed a couple of ideas in this video here, and now I want to hear from you guys. What's your thoughts? What are all your thoughts and opinions on this? Do you believe that general labor jobs should be the highest paying jobs? And do you believe that minimum wage should be $15 an hour? There's a lot of issues here to discuss about this. So now it's time for you guys to sound off, and it's time for me, guess what, to go to work. So I'll see you guys back here for the next vlog very soon, and take care as always. Later.